Good thing about tennis too, guys. There's always a tennis match going on, Dave, around the world. It's like happy hour. It's just like there's always tennis. All right, let's bring Mick in. Let's make it a happy hour in tennis. Mick likes them both. What's going on, Mick?
Look at this guy.
Well, I was very happy when Karen beat Nick Kyrgios. It was amazing, and he cried again because he had a little sore calf muscle, and he made it all about himself, and he started crying to his posse in the box there, and I got sick of ESPN showing all his posse, so I was happy that Karen from Russia beat Nick Kyrgios. Loved it.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about Kyrgios, and we were trying to give him credit. We got to give him credit for his game improving. And he's less of a tool bag than he used to be, it seems, Mick. But Cam and Dave had a good point the other day. Really seems like he's only really mature when things are going his way, right? As soon as things don't go his way, then he throws the tantrums again. I thought it was Bush League the other night as well. And he's just a hard guy to like. I mean, you know what I mean? He could be a likable guy. Seems like fans want to like him, but he makes it impossible. He makes it too hard. All right, what's going on, Mickey? You watching the Alouette and the BC Lion game? I don't get it here right now.
Montreal are up 8-3, but I'm not watching. I haven't got TV down here. But back to Kyrgios, the coach of the Adelaide Crows, Malcolm Blight, did the best rant ever. He said as soon as he saw Kyrgios hit the ball between his legs, he turned the TV off because he knew he wasn't serious, and it's true. He's an absolute clown. It's only the young kids that like him. But yeah, enough of him. Shouldn't have even brought him up.
How do you think he feels about Kyrgios, Dave?
It's one thing about Mick. It's pretty clear. He comes on with the hat and a nice mustache. It gives you the straight stuff, but he doesn't really hold back much, Gabe. So this is you need to know where you stand. Mick gives it to you straight. I like it.
So
Mick, ask him about the CFL. We need some CFL, don't we?
Now, let me look at the schedule. I'm going to be back. I'll be back in CFL land on Saturday. So I got to get back in a groove. Big day of college football tomorrow as well. We haven't even gotten to the college yet. But what about the CFL, Mick, this week? What are your best bets?
Yeah, I think the Bombers will win against those Saskatchewan Rough Rider Watermelon Heads. It's the Banjo Bowl. It's in Winnipeg. I think they'll win, but the Riders might make it close. You know that. They're close games. Bombers are 7.5, so take them on the money line. And I like the Elks to cover. They play well in Calgary. They nearly beat them. They'll win it within 1 minute to go. And I was down there. Magnificent sunny day. Great tailgate party. And I even like them to maybe get their first win at home at plus 350 on the money line. So take that as a roughie. And I've got a great Go Elks show coming where I kind of do a Calgary versus Edmonton. Bit of a diss on Calgary. Just a little bit. Enough,
All the games are Saturday, which is smart of them. Well, unless they're playing tonight. But it's smart of them not to be going head-to-head with the NFL. So you got a Saturday game at 2 o'clock, Toronto and Ottawa, Saskatchewan and Winnipeg, and Calgary and Edmonton. But the real question is, so what are you rocking? What is that? What is it? Peyton Manning jersey? What do you got there? What's the who is it? No?
You can have one of these, Gabe. You can have a blue
Von Miller
jersey.
Look at
He's on the Bills. He's a Buffalo Bill.
Broncos.
I know you're fired up. What about the Monday nighter? I think Seattle are the play at plus 6.5. I know it's contrarian, but
I agree.
It's Monday night home dogs in week 1 it's a money making opportunity. Geno Smith is 19-13-1 against the spread in his career as a starting quarterback. He's actually got the 4th best active ATS record out of any active quarterback in the NFL. Too many points to be laying in week 1. Mick, it's your team. I'll throw it to you first. What's your pick?
I am a little worried. I think we'll get it done but I'm pretty disappointed that Russell Wilson did not even play one snap in the preseason. Seriously, what is that? Hackett, the coach. I hope he's not a hack. I hope he ends up being a good coach, but that's a bit weak. He needs the rhythm with the wide receivers. Bit worried he didn't play at all in his first real game in a Broncos jersey is in Seattle. Take him to win. Adam Kaplan with Pharrell likes him to absolutely smash the Seahawks. But this other guy I listened to on the Broncos radio, he was saying the same. It might take him a few weeks to get into rhythm, but take him on the money line. I'm confident on that.
Ooh, I don't know. I think Seattle, Seattle are fired up for this one, Dave. They got this one circled with Russell Wilson rolling back in on a Monday night home dog getting 6.5. And you brought up Hackett. You buying into? You like Denver, Seattle, Dave?
Well, I like Seattle plus the points in the game. And I don't know, Mick. I got to see Russell Wilson in that orange and that blue and see if his arm is back, because I saw him last year and thought, man, he looks like, he aged a lot. He wasn't able to throw the ball. I don't know if Denver's going to be able to run the ball. I got more questions about Denver than I do about Seattle. I think Seattle, we know what they are. They're a 4 or 5 win team. They're not going to be good. They're not going to stop a lot of teams. They're going to be high scoring games. I don't know if their offense is going to score enough to win a lot of games, but I think they're going to be in a lot of games. So I like Seattle. I gotta really see about Denver. Not coming on and bashing you or anything, Mick. Don't start yelling at me. But I'm just saying. Plus the points is not a bad move.
Well, it's a good point that Mick raised. Listen, you have a new quarterback. Yeah, he's a legend, but you have a new quarterback in a new system with a new team. He didn't play in the preseason at all. Oh yeah, you have a new coach. That's also never been a coach before. There's a lot of
things,
there's a lot of moving parts. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts for the Broncos, and then they're going to be dropped on the field. I think it's a good point you raised, Dave. Seattle had a terrible camp and all that, but we know what they are. We know what we're getting. When I say, all right, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. We know Denver, and we'll continue the thing about Hackett. I question the hire. In-game live all access continues. I am Gabe Morency, kicking it. Dave Sharapan in the house. We got Mick Aussie with us down to the Final Four in the AFL. But Mick, we got your algorithms, you got your sheets, you got your print sheets, your cheat codes, you got everything ready to go. What do you got for us? What's Mick Aussie looking at week 1 of the NFL?
I got pieces of paper everywhere. I like a money line multi this week. I think there can be some money made on, a 9-teamer or a 4 or 5-teamer. So I'll give you my top money line multis, and I'll go slow because you get upset if I go too quick. You ready?
We're ready.
Okay, money line multis. Ravens, Titans, 49ers, plus 142. Then after that, I like the Colts, the Saints, the Dolphins, the Eagles, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. That's a 9-teamer. We'll pay plus
so every favorite.
10.
So you like every favorite on a parlay this week? That's what you're saying?
Well, yes, but you have to pick your top 9 or 10. You don't go, I'm in this aggregate competition. Then that helps me with my money line multis. But the 2 underdogs, I got to go for a couple of dogs because there's going to be some upsets. I like the Jags to possibly beat those Washington Commanders, and I like the Raiders over the Chargers. More Raider fans will be there. I just trust the Raiders. More grit against those Surfers, Chargers, but that could go either way. That could be an absolute ripper of a game as well.
I'm not sure if anyone on the Chargers are surfers. Is Justin Herbert a surfer? I get your point, though. Mick, we get the point. I actually do like the Raiders in that game. Dave, I don't know how you feel. I'm looking more at, I think it's a dog weekend. You know what I mean? Like in week 1, if I can make if I can make an argument to take the points as opposed to lay, that's what I'll do. And, I'm rolling the dice. It's a leap of faith. I'm taking your Pittsburgh Steelers plus 6.5.
Yeah, I want them to cover. I'm a little worried. First game out with Trubisky, I don't know how many points they score. I think if they can get to 20, they cover. is has a 23-20, 24-20. They can win the game.
Exactly.
Biggest surprising thing. But I think that's around the number. The one that Mick said that I think is kind of being just put in multis, like you like to say, and put in parlays, it just seems like I think it totally dismissing the dog is the Giants in Tennessee. I don't know if Tennessee wins that game, Mick. That's the one I'm worried about of that first three teams.
I like the Giants plus the points.
Right? Like, I have so many questions about the Titans. These first couple weeks are all what I like to call education weeks. We're just learning about certain teams. And, I mean, you know, in years past, the first couple weeks of the contest were my worst because I didn't feel like I had enough information. This game, I have so many questions about Tennessee. I cannot believe they're laying 5.5 points. I just can't. So, some respected people that I know and talk to, they're on the Giants. Makes sense to me, but that's the one I'd be worried about, Mick, of that first 3-game multi that you gave. That's the one I'd be worried most about. Which one do you think gets you, because you gave us all the favorites. So you picked the Jags as the dog winner, the Raiders, but of the games you picked, say of those first 3 or even any of the other 6, which one are you most nervous about?
Oh, probably the Broncos. I'll be honest. We haven't seen their offense at all. Going back to that, but I'm pretty confident on the Ravens to destroy the Jets. I mean, even though it's in New York, not too worried about that. And I think the Dolphins, the Dolphins play well against New England Patriots even when the legend Tom Brady was playing. So the Dolphins have got a way better all-round team. So fairly confident of that one. And New England got down there 5 days early. What, are they really worried? They need to acclimatize to the heat down there? But, yeah, Dolphins play the Patriots well. Chiefs, I think, will be angry. They'll be angry like Gabe's Buffalo Bills. So I'm pretty confident they might beat the Cardinals. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, he played so bad in that last quarter, so he'll be pretty angry. But I think it's a good weekend to take some of the favorites on a money line. But I'm with you on the Steelers to cover. And the quick talker, George Kurtz, he likes the Steelers to cover as well.
The quick talker. Spectacular volley going on here. Unbelievable.
That was
shots.
Amazing.
Both at the net. Like they were both playing chip shots, like back and forth. And then Alcaraz smokes one down the baseline and ties it up at 6. And now we're going to a tiebreaker in the first set. It's been an epic match, man. Epic matches all week, but we're off to. Looks like we're in store for another special night of tennis again this evening. If I was going to play a moneyline parlay, and this is just a little betting 101 for everybody. So, like, if you're playing a 2-team moneyline parlay, a good example is like, all right, San Francisco and Baltimore. So, always compare and see, should I take a 7-point teaser or a 6-point teaser, or should I do it on the money line? Right? Which is the best way to go here? Because the math will often be different. But I think San Francisco will beat Chicago. And I'm not really going crazy with a bunch of moneyline parlays on Sunday or anything like that. But if the one I would play, I think San Francisco will beat Chicago, and I think Baltimore will beat the Jets. So the moneyline parlay is minus 134. As far as the other ones, I think they could go either way. You guys, I agree with you both in a sense of the Giants game. That it's one of those deals where we're going to take the Giants and it's going to be like a 24-23 style game. Whoever has the ball last wins type thing happens. Or Derrick Henry's going to run for like 178 yards. I'm going to say, what the hell were we thinking, right? Like trusting the New York Giants. Mm-hmm. I don't think Tennessee, Dave, have this big drop that people think coming. You know what I mean? I think Vrabel is an elite coach. I think Vrabel is that good of a coach. Derrick Henry is healthy. Yeah, they lost some guys on their offensive line, but, I think they can manage that. A.J. Brown helps the Eagles, but I don't think losing like a wide receiver devastates them, to be honest. They're a Derrick Henry-led football team. Burks is a good player. They bring in Robert Woods as well. That's not really being talked about. Like, I think they have enough. I think Tennessee, like I said, I think they're a 9-win team, a 10-win team still. I don't think the sky is falling on them. But with that being stated, I think the Giants are going to play well. I think Dable will have them ready to go. I think Daniel Jones, thing with Daniel, guys, is he can make plays, but he makes plays for both teams, right? He started 38 games in the NFL, and he's turned the ball over 48 times. It's too many times. So he turns the ball over a lot. But if he can cut down on the turnovers, I think the Giants are in this game, guys.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Man, this tennis match has me riveted to my. I'm just glued to my seat. Sorry, Gabe. I keep jumping back.
As far as Hackett, no, it's all good. Oh, yeah, no, tiebreaker. Tiafoe's up 2-1. As far as Hackett is concerned, too, I know the story of Nate Hackett pretty well, Mick and Dave, and I really, quite frankly, don't really see why he was like a leading contender to get a job like this, candidate or contender. He came from, so his father or whatever was Paul. Okay, so you're a football family. We'll give you that. But he came from Syracuse. So you remember Doug Marrone was the head coach of Syracuse before he was the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. So Doug Marrone's at Syracuse. Nate Hackett was the offensive coordinator at Syracuse. It's not like they had some innovative offense or anything like that. So Marrone gets the job in the NFL with the Bills. He brings Nate Hackett to Buffalo with him as the offensive coordinator. Did a terrible job. All right. Then, for whatever reason, he brought him to Jacksonville. All right. Jacksonville's success was all on their defense. Their offense was a joke, if you remember. Right? Like, it's not like, so I don't get it. It's not like he's some offensive guru or anything like that. So he's the OC with the Bills when the Bills sucked. He was the OC with the Jags. He was a Marrone guy. Then he ends up as the quarterback coach of the Green Bay Packers. Like you coached Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's Matt LaFleur's offense. So it's not like he ran the Packers offense either. He was just there. And somehow now he's the head coach. He's got to run the room. He's got to handle timeouts. He's got to handle the pressure of bad calls. And I don't know. Like I said, it seemed like a strange hire to me. Basically, I don't know. I guess you want to keep Russell Wilson happy. But one of the reasons Wilson wanted out of Seattle because of the terrible play calling. And now he finds himself with Nate Hackett, which I find to be strange. Like, Nate Hackett's not Matt LaFleur. I guess that's what I'm getting at.
Right.
Or Sean McVay. Yeah. Or Sean McVay, for that matter. But we got to get to some college football. So before we get Mick out of here, Mick, let's get the AFL picks down to the Final Four. What do you got for us?
Well, massive upset last night. The reigning premiers, the Melbourne Demons, 2-out. They are done. The Brisbane Lions beat them as 24-point underdog, won by 13. So the game that's left is the Fremantle Dockers versus the Collywobble Magpies at the MCG. The Collywobbles are 10.5-point favourite. I think they'll get it done. So take them on 1 to 39 points. It's better than the money line. It's minus 105. But take the Dockers to maybe cover because the Magpies only win just normally. So should be a good one. Home field advantage again. Probably the Magpies. And then the Swans and the Cats are already ready for next week. So 5 teams left. There'll be 4 left after tonight.
Yeah, Geelong's minus 334 favorite. So I see Collingwood is minus 186, but I like that. So you like that, Dave? The winning margin, not 1 to 6, 1 to 39. Sounds like it's a lot, but I like it as well. It's minus 105 as opposed to laying the minus 186. I don't think they're going to win by 40 points in a playoff game. No. So I like that pick, Mick. I'm going to play it myself. I'll play Collingwood to win the winning margin 1 to 39. All right, Mick. Great stuff. Great stuff this week. Going to the football game tomorrow night, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. Calgary tailgate was great. We got a tailgate going here. It's not as big, but it's going to be a beautiful, warm night, so should be fantastic. A lot of fun. And I reckon the Elks might get it done. I hope so anyway.
Man, they still haven't won since they're called the Elks at home. I can't believe that. It's not going to be easy to beat Calgary.
Wait, they lost the game on Labor Day? They lost that game on Monday?
Yeah.
Against Calgary? They did?
But they covered. They covered.
They have covered. Yeah, they're better on the road, though. Like, they just are. They cover on the road all the time, and they've won their games that they've won on the road. And at home, for the most part, they've been rolled. Like, things just go horribly for them. at home. Getting double digits tomorrow. Mick, enjoy the game. Great stuff tonight. Thanks for joining us, Mick.
All right, awesome. NFL's here. Love it. See you later. Have a good weekend.
All right, good job, Mick. Thank you very much. There's Mick Aussie with us. NFL is back. CFL going on right now.